Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is the Our Turf Football Podcast. You have all four of us. I am Dana. We have Kate. We have Sonia. We have Lisa. All four of us again. Okay, here's the deal. It's not the college show, but these two will not stop. They just got to talk their trash, people. They just... So apparently there's a football game tomorrow. I don't know. I said, oh God, look out. She's getting, okay. All right.
Yo, why?
What is happening today? This is the Our Turf Football NFL podcast.
This is a national championship football.
Oh my God.
I've got four of them.
And the college show is tomorrow. Kate,
Right.
knock it off.
She started it, Mom.
I'm just Hi, everybody. So welcome to the show tonight. Tonight we are going to I don't even know where to start. I'm like completely like out of it now. So anyway, welcome to the, and I have a soccer shirt on. So I mean, we're all just all over the place today. Okay, so tonight we are going to be talking about the playoffs. We have one more week left of the regular season. For a lot of teams, it means nothing. For a couple of teams, it means everything. And so this is going to be huge for some fan bases. We're also going to talk tonight about some coaches on the hot seat. There's some pretty obvious ones. Then there's quite the delusional one. Can't wait to talk about him. So we are going to get into all of that tonight. But of course, before we get started, we want to thank our sponsor for the 5th year, Donkey's Place Cheesesteaks, 3 locations in New Jersey, Medford, Mount Holly, and Camden. But of course, you can go to goldbelly.com and they will send it directly to your home. It is wonderful. It is so much fun. And they are delicious. And they have been so kind to us for 5 years. So we would ask that you guys are kind to them back. Go find them on social media. Once again, Donkey's Place Cheesesteaks out of New Jersey. Give them a follow. Tell them thank you that you never have to watch commercials during our podcast because that is what their gracious sponsorship does for us. So thank you so much to them. So this last week has been a little interesting. When you go back and you look at, you know what? I'm not even going to go there yet.
Uh-oh.
Ladies, how was your Christmas? How were your holidays? Was everything good? Sonia, did you have to work?
No, I didn't. And that's beautiful.
That's unheard
of. Right? Literally.
Yeah, that's awesome. Kate, what about you?
Great.
I hosted 20 people.
Oi.
So instead of doing prime rib, we bought a whole tenderloin and then just cut it up into steaks.
Nice.
Oh, that sounds good.
But it's 2 days of cleaning the house and doing the grocery shopping, and then it's all day prepping the food, and then everybody comes in for dinner, and then it's like a tornado of food and dishes and presents, and then everybody leaves, and then it's a day of cleaning up after everyone.
Totally. And we were lucky enough. Lisa texted us pictures of her beautiful prime rib that she made for Christmas. It was so delicious. Even my husband was impressed, and he finds himself quite the prime rib expert. So that is saying something. How was your Christmas, Lisa?
It was great. It was very quiet. Like I said, I did went rogue this year. I put the prime on the smoker. And it came out awesome. So, I was a little nervous, but I did it. Like I said, I took myself out of the comfort zone. And it was well worth it. I mean, if you have the prime on the smoker, you probably won't go back to the oven.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I hope that I can see our chat is already popping off. They're already talking about college ball in there. You know they're going to, right? And God love it. Look at Coach. Coach wanted to know if they will, ship overseas our donkeys. They don't. But when we come back to town, you got to get it for sure. Absolutely. All right, everyone. So let's go ahead and get into this. So week 17 was interesting. I still can't get over last night's game. I know it was just last night's game.
It was a good game.
It was.
What?
Well,
listen,
I mean, the second
Rams
half
are supposed to be the best team in football.
Puka is supposed to win my fantasy football championship. I lost by 4 points.
Yeah, but that was a catch.
Underperformed last night.
That was
Matt
a catch.
Stafford was a hot mess.
What did I say? I said that the Falcons needed consistency for Christmas.
They got it.
And they got it.
You did say that. That's
3 games in a row. Look at them. Consistency. That's what they needed.
Well, them and the Saints. It feels like it took them the first 10 weeks to figure it out, what they were doing. And they have both been on a roll since.
They have.
So that to me says they're like, we're going to start off now on a roll for next year. But here's my question for you. The Falcons, who's been playing quarterback for them? Kirk Cousins.
Mr. Beige.
And yes, Mr. Beige. But Michael Penix was hurt.
My wall.
So what does that do? Lisa, does that cause a quarterback controversy?
No.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either. And the thing is like we talk about the Saints, we talk about the Falcons, and it's kind of funny. It is and it isn't, because if you're either one of those fan bases, you're like, okay, yeah, we're getting it together. It's not going to matter because you're going to blow it all up in free agency in the draft anyway, and you're going to change the whole nucleus of the whole team because you're not going to go into next year with this because honestly, right? So it's always funny. The teams like kind of figured out the ends. It doesn't matter. They blow it up anyway to try to kind of get better. And I think they're sold on Michael Penix. I don't think Cousins is in Atlanta next year.
Oh, I don't think so either. I think this will be his last year there for sure. Yeah, 100%. So interesting. I'm trying, if one of you guys could do me a favor and look up clinching scenarios. I have the playoff machine, but I want to know what teams have to do. If you could do that, I
don't think there's many, right? Because they talked about it last night.
There's a couple.
The only one that has to win, or the Steelers have to win.
Yep.
And the Panthers and the Bucks, whoever wins that wins the South. Am I correct?
And
yes.
And we could talk for just a minute about the Steelers.
Let's go right ahead.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they have to win, because if Baltimore wins, the Pittsburgh beat them head to head earlier this year. So then they would be 1-1. So then it like goes down that rabbit hole of tiebreakers.
Yep.
But I heard from a couple people who know people who know people that their entire offensive game plan this Sunday was to stop Myles Garrett from getting the sack record because TJ Watt has it. And as a result of that, they lost to the Cleveland Browns. And now this Sunday night game matters. That game wouldn't have mattered against Baltimore if they had just handled business. They did not do any of the stuff that offense has done all year. Aaron Rodgers got rid of that ball faster than he has ever gotten rid of that ball in his life. And their entire offensive scheme was geared around not letting Myles get a sack. And he did it. It's fine. I world this week. We'll get the record.
I heard that too, but I heard it wasn't about Watt, that it was about Aaron Rodgers, that he refused to be his highlight reel. And you know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. And so I choose to believe that, whether it's true or not.
And it could be a little bit of both. I do know that in his career in the NFL, Myles has never sacked Aaron, whatever team he's been on.
Yeah.
Part of that's we don't play the Packers much. And then when he was with the Jets, he only played very little. So, but that wouldn't surprise me at all. But that's, I don't know.
Right.
It puts Mike Tomlin in the crosshairs of fans again. When you're talking about later, when we talk about coaches, they're not happy that he didn't. I mean, you could just tell, especially when we get into the second half, they were doing none of the things that they usually do. So they have to be Baltimore.
The other interesting games, the Bengals came out of nowhere, won 37-14 over the Cardinals, who have been struggling. That's the coach I want to talk about later. Let's see. The Jags took care of the Colts, although that game was a little more interesting than I think that people expected that one to be. That one was really interesting. Then the Ravens came out of nowhere, 41-24 over the Packers. Obviously, they did not have Jordan Love, so that could have been part of it, but these were so strange. Broncos beat the Chiefs. That didn't really surprise anybody. The Texans beating the Chargers. That game had some importance to it, and especially for the Texans, but for the Chargers too. So I thought that was interesting. Vikings came out of nowhere to beat the Lions. And then the Cowboys, I mean, really, that game was way closer than it should have been too. It was interesting. But the game that I found the most fascinating of this last weekend, outside of the Seahawks-Panthers game, was the Bears-49ers game. Let me tell you, Lisa, that Bears team, they came out. I know, all offense, not a drop of defense anywhere to be found.
It was. I even thought of you that night. I'm like, Dana must be hating this game, because it was like it was like literally
there was a little bit of defense early
and a little defense later on.
At one point, the score was 7-14, and Brock Purdy had thrown the pass or taken the touchdown in for all those points. Because Chicago 7 was a pick 6.
That's fair.
Yes.
But like I said, that last play was defense. Robert Saleh just went all in, and it was a hit or miss thing. It was really good. I really thought that was a pretty decent game, but I did laugh. I said, because when you look at the Bears, you just think of Ben Johnson, because you look at the Bears and they mimic the Lions so much when Ben Johnson first got there, right? Mm-hmm. They were on a roll. I mean, he had Goff going. And now he's got Caleb Williams going. So it kind of makes you look back at the Lions and go, wow, he really made a difference in Detroit with Goff and that whole offense, because you can just see it. I mean, when he got there with Dan Campbell, that's when, if they hadn't had the injuries, I really think they would have gone all the way. Yeah. And the injuries just got him. But that whole thing was Ben Johnson, because look what he's done with Caleb Williams.
Crazy. Yeah. That team has really come out of nowhere. We'll have to go back and look and see where we had them. And I don't think any of us had them winning their division, let alone, being the second seed in the NFC. But that just tells you how important coaching is, I think, to an extent, for sure, which we all know. But I think that we kind of forget sometimes, and then we need to be reminded a little bit. The Eagles-Bills game, 13-12, kind of a snooze fest, but
that was a sweet game, though. I think weather really had, and I'm sorry.
Well, and Allen got hurt for a while.
He's hurt. He's hurt more than they're letting on. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I totally agree. Let me see. So let's see. We have some great comments. So let me go back up here. Oh my gosh. Our chat is chatty today. While I look this up, you guys, if you are watching over on Facebook or you're watching over on Twitter, please come over to the YouTube channel, join the live chat. I love this group of people. They come every single week, and they give us some great comments, like this one from CP. We're not used to seeing Stafford fall on his butt. That is true. He definitely did that. So, and then Darcy said, now Atlanta can accomplish the possibility of Carolina, Tampa, and Atlanta all finishing 8-9 in the NFC South, with Atlanta helping Carolina. That division is a little crazy right now. We're going to play with the ESPN playoff machine here in just a little bit. Kristen wants to know, where do we think Cousins is going next year? I think that's I don't know. There's a lot of teams. I don't know of any that would want him to start, but he does seem to be such a competent backup that someone is going to grab him. I think that one. CP thinks he's going to end up in Cleveland.
Oh, Jesus.
I wouldn't be so bad.
God,
yeah. Just saying, Kate.
There's going to be two sought after free agent quarterbacks. It's going to be Malik Willis is going to be one of them from Green Bay. And I think Kirk Cousins is going to go to a bridge team. Something like, even look at Miami just for the 1 year, because with this quarterback class that was supposed to come out was tremendous, is now a two-man race. So this, so next year's crop you'll have to start looking at. So I expect Cousins to go to I do expect him to be a starter, but it's going to be on a team that needs a quarterback in the future.
But it could be the Raiders or the Jets. Those are my two top prospects for who's going to get those two quarterbacks in the draft. And if they're not, like, we had Flacco and then thought we were going to do Dylan Gabriel or Shador. Like, if they want to sign, they both got the money to sign him and let him play and see
what they like
if the new guy's ready.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Kristen put in there, thank you, Falcons. I can explain that comment because since the Falcons beat the Rams, it was no longer a three-way possibility for the number one seed in the NFC. It came down to just two NFC West teams instead of three. And so they are locked in at the 6th seed. Plus, that means even if Seattle does not win on Saturday, which we are going to talk about all these games, then they do not have to go to Philadelphia. They will get the 5th seed. So
and that's huge, right? That's what they were talking about, the seeding. It's like you almost wanted to be that 5th seed so you could go to the 4th. You don't want to go to Philly.
Go to Tampa Bay or
that's what they were talking about. Yeah. You want a lower end team.
So the Saints, Darcy put out there, the Saints possibly finish second in the NFC South is wild considering their expectations. It's wild considering their season, right? That's just crazy.
They like that quarterback, though.
I know, Mr. Tyler. He's talking about rookie of the year. People are talking about with him. So let's see. We have all kinds. God love you guys. They put in the possibilities for us. So right now, looking at it, it looks like Atlanta beats New Orleans and Carolina wins the NFC South, even if. So that's an interesting one. Win and in for the Ravens. So that is going to be a huge game this weekend. Kristen wanted to know if DK is back. I don't think so. It was a 2-game suspension, wasn't it?
Too.
Yeah.
He's out until the playoffs.
Yep. Yep. And then Darcy put in there too. Pittsburgh, Baltimore winner and wins the AFC North, goes to the playoffs. So really what it comes down to is this, and thank you, Coach, for putting this out there. Steelers and Ravens, Carolina and Bucks are games that are all or nothing. Rams and Seahawks are fight for the 49ers and Seahawks are fighting for the NFC West and the first round bye. The Pats can also get a first round bye if the Broncos lose. So there are some pretty interesting games coming up this next week. But really, most of them are not of note, other than maybe pride or just trying to get a better divisional rating, getting some of your guys, a lot of the teams will be like, let's get these guys in to get their bonuses and meet that, sort of thing. So, for Miami and for Cleveland, since we have, I'm sorry, maybe I should say the U and Ohio State. No, I'm just kidding. What do you want, Lisa? I'm going to start with you. What do you want your team to play for this week?
Oh God. I wanted them to play for the pick to stay in the top 10, but they didn't do that for me, did they?
And they're playing the Patriots. So are you interested in them playing spoiler for some reason? Are you wanting them to see the new guys? What are you looking for there?
Locked. I'm just looking to see how McDaniels keeps going with Quinn Ewers right now. I think it's more of just a learning process for the kid, especially going up to New England on the road, see how he responds. And just looking for growth. I think that's kind of where they're going to be now. I think you're going to see a lot of the younger guys probably come in. Kind of see, we're not playing for seeds. Are we still playing for home field? Because I think AFC's locked up, right? They've got the number one. So it'd be interesting.
Well, no, I think.
Where are we at with them?
Isn't it if Denver loses?
Are both 13-3. They both
okay. So we're still playing. So they'll start Drake and everything and have everybody going wanting to.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I don't think they're going to play for spoiler. I think they're just going to kind of play for growth. Because
the Broncos play the Chargers.
I just don't know if McDaniels is going to be here, and I know we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But right now that's the direction I see. I don't see them trying to play spoiler. I think that McDaniels is just going to try to. I think he's going to try to win. I have no doubt.
Right. Wow.
Sure. So
save his job a little bit. Kate, what about you?
I don't know what the tiebreaker system is for that, because if the Patriots lose and the Broncos lose, the Jaguars have the Titans. They're going to win. Then you got 3 teams with 13, and I don't know.
Let's play with that here just a little bit.
The first seed.
So we're going to play with this for just a little bit. So let's assume Jacksonville wins, and then Patriots we want
lose.
So if Miami wins and the Broncos also lose, that gives Jacksonville the first seed. So if the Chargers lose to Denver and if the Dolphins beat the Patriots, Jacksonville ends up with the first seed. Houston is the 6th seed and Denver is the 2nd seed. I'm not sorry. New England's the 3rd seed. Denver is the 2nd seed. So that's interesting. Now, if the Patriots win, then they end up first seed without question. Denver is up there. So really, that's what they're looking for. So they'll have something to play for in that game without question. Absolutely.
Is there a draft order game we can play? Because
we're going to do that next.
Is already looking at draft order and giving Cleveland grief for losing. Or for winning this week and dropping down the draft order. I said, I don't need a quarterback. I'm fine at 6.
And Pete's out there just.
So the Browns for that, we have 3 things to play for this week. Number 1, we want Miles to get the sack record.
Yes.
Right. Number 2, I think it's important for Shador as a quarterback in his future for him to end the season on a win.
Yep.
Yes.
And I think Zach Taylor needs to be replaced in Cincinnati, and losing to the Browns at home the last week of the season might be the final straw on that camera or that camel.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Those are the 3 things I'm looking for out of this week.
All right, so let's predict some of these other playoff games. So in week 18, we have the Carolina against Tampa Bay. What are you guys thinking about that game? Because this winning in on this one. Sonia, what do you think about this one?
Where are they playing?
In Tampa.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough. I think Tampa Bay is gonna win it.
Okay.
I think they've got it. I mean, the Panthers have made some strides. They really have. If they are able to pull this off, this will show tremendous growth and that they've arrived in a way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's going to be hard. I think Tampa Bay is really going to be fighting. So,
Lisa, you seem to disagree.
I do. I think Baker's in the slump. I think Baker's in the Baker slump.
Hurt.
I think he's hurt too.
They were talking about that today too. They said the same thing, that he's a tough guy. He's almost like the Josh Allen mode. He's not going to tell him. But they said that, when you looked at him in game, he had wraps on his arms and stuff like that. And, to lose to this Dolphin team right now, I don't know. They just seem like they're in the slump. And I think Carolina's going to beat them. I really do. I just don't think they can get themselves out. And I think he is hurt, and I don't think he's saying anything. And he's going to play through it. And I think he's going to end up hurting them.
Yeah, and I will say this, though. Tampa Bay is getting a few players back, it looks like. So they're starting to maybe get a couple of players back that could be helpful. But, Kate, I don't know that it's going to be enough.
They're home, so they're probably Vegas is probably giving them the 3-point home favorite business.
Close, yeah.
But there's just something about Carolina this year, and I know Big Red tried to tell us on the Pick'em show. They've not only figured it out, they've got sort of like a mental momentum where they actually believe they can win now. We've seen them for the last couple years where I don't think they believed in themselves. And even though it's not like they have 13 wins, they have 8 or 9 wins. That is still so much better than where they've been. And they're sitting at the top of their division, and they have to win this game to get to the playoffs. And I feel like they're gonna have that advantage. Whereas, they're going after it. They didn't have any expectations on them this season. The Buccaneers had all the expectations. They were picked to win this division. They were picked to make a run through the playoffs. And I don't think they're going to end up doing either. Yeah.
It's interesting. So I'm picking Carolina. And you know what? Kristen just put this in here too. We saw it last week. Carolina's defense is pretty good. So that's been a huge bump up for them. And then Bryce Young was playing very well too. So I say Carolina. Kate, you say Carolina. Lisa, Carolina. Okay. So sorry, Sonia, we're picking Carolina on this one.
It's okay. No worries.
And so, no worries. All right. So then we have Seahawks San Francisco. This one too has a huge implication. This is for the number 1 seed in the NFC. It is for a bye week. You guys, just letting you know, a lot of you guys pick Seattle coming in 3rd or 4th. Just saying. But this division is the best division in football this year. They beat the ever-loving tar out of each other. And so it's going to be interesting. I have to homer pick this one. I just think Seattle has that the Seattle defense has always given Brock Purdy a hard time. And so for Mike McDonald's. And so we'll see how that goes. But so I'm going to let you guys decide where you guys sit with this one. Kate, why don't we start with you?
Is Seattle's defense going to show up?
Supposedly.
Because if they do, then it's Seattle all day. The 49ers have a very difficult time when they face good defenses. If there's no defense, they're putting up 40, 35-40, and they're on all of their wins against teams with no defense. If Seattle's defense shows up, they're going to then they can't put 14-15 on the board. And it's Seattle's all day.
Okay. Sonia, what about you? I know who Lisa's going to pick, so.
No, I'm going with Seattle as well. I think their defense will show up. This game's always been a good game, I think, historically. But I think Seattle all day. This is their time to shine, and they want it. So, yeah.
Oh, my God. This just has NFC Championship written all over it again. It is just giving me so much stress. Lisa, I know you're going with Brock Purdy, but tell me why.
Well, the thing with Brock Purdy with me is if they can keep Brock Purdy being Brock Purdy where he's comfortable in the pocket and he's not speedy Brock Purdy. If they can keep him to where he can make the throws, make the reads, if Seattle brings the pressure, speedy Brock Purdy is not good.
Yeah.
He makes mistakes and he throws interceptions.
Turnovers.
So my thing is if they can get pressure on him and make him speedy Brock Purdy, then it's going to be Seattle all day. But if that line holds and they give him time to make his reads and they can run the ball some, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
I think it'll come down to almost like a Bears type game to where it's going to be kind of a shootout. But if you can speed Purdy up, he'll throw the pick. He'll make the mistakes. So I think it's all on Seattle's defense. And they are much improved.
Yeah, so. This whole game is on defense, right? Because we know Sam Darnold has Sam Darnold moments and he'll throw a pick, but you know what? He can throw 3 of them and still win a game. So I guess that works something. But and then the run games, I think, is what it's going to come down to. Whose team can run the ball better? Seattle's run game has really stepped it up over the last probably 4 or 5 games, where they really struggled at the beginning of the year. So I think that that's going to be interesting. And then it seems like people have figured out how to slow him down, or maybe the line is not as good as it was before, which I know they've had a lot of injuries. So this one's going to be hard to call. Kristen, because she's my girl with, Seahawks blood in her, says Homer 100%, but that's got to be the call for sure. Look at Coach. Coach has decided to be Switzerland. I'm not picking anyone, he says.
For Seattle, a good game. I don't doubt.
Yeah, I think that's good. I
will say the interesting stat I heard this week is CMC is very close to having 1,000 yards in both rushing and receiving. Mm-hmm. This will be the second time in his career he's done that, and that's a very difficult thing to do. Yes. And I think it's because they haven't been able to run the ball as much as they want. So they've been using him as a receiver and sort of balancing the run game and the receiving game with the same player. Kittle was out for all those weeks and he's back, but he's still not. I don't think he's right.
No. Well, he's getting older too, right? We have to keep in mind age does matter with running backs. Go ahead, Lisa.
Is Seattle's coach a defensive coach? Mm-hmm. So we're going to have a defensive coach going against an offensive coach.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a good battle, because you got to expect you're going to see a lot of things, because he comes from the tree of my guy down here. It's going to be a lot of motions, a lot of quick outs. It's going to be fast paced.
The interesting thing about that, Lisa, is our offensive quarterback is from the Shanahan tree.
Yep.
Oh my God. I don't know if I can watch this.
It's going to be a good game. I think Coach is right. I think
it's going to be a really good game.
It's going to be a real good game.
So Coach said, I think Seattle and San Francisco is going to be a last minute field goal. Who is going to kick and who's going to make it? I can't tell you, but I can see that happening. I hope so. Seattle's kicker, number 1 in the league. All right.
Yeah, I said, let's go to special teams. Special teams could win the game for one of these.
So true. That's so
literally
true. All right. So who are you picking? I picked Seattle, San Francisco. Like, how many we got? Because we got to pick the predictor.
Oh, where are they playing?
In San Francisco, but it's going to rain.
It's going to rain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Isn't that Saturday night?
It's Saturday night.
But I have things. I mean, I have things that can happen. If something can happen, then this team will win.
Well, then the predictor, we have to pick one.
Oh my God! I'm going to go with Seattle just because of the. I think they're going to speed Purdy up.
I think you guys are just being nice to me, but I appreciate it so much. Yeah. All right, Seattle it is.
Seattle.
Okay.
I'm going Seattle. Yeah, I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on Purdy, and he's going to make mistakes.
So now here comes a couple. Let's go to the other one that has some pretty big implications, and that was the Steelers and the Ravens. Okay, and so where are we at with that one, Sonia? Where are you at with Steelers and Ravens? I think Lamar's playing. Is
Lamar playing? I was just going to ask.
I was about to say, I think if Lamar's playing, then I gotta go.
I don't want them to
wait.
play
Hold
Lamar.
on. Before we move on, we have a question. What if Seattle and San Francisco finishes in a tie? If they finish in a tie, Seattle's the number 1 seed. All right. God love a 5th tiebreaker.
Do not speak those things into existence.
Yes.
It would be so par for the course for those 2 teams. All right. Ravens and Steelers.
Ravens and Steelers. It's an icky game, but I think the Ravens can pull it out. I think, they put it all together last week. Derrick Henry had a fantastic game. And if Lamar's back, I think he can handle it.
And no DK still.
No DK. Yeah. Oops.
Kate.
With or without Lamar, I think they're going to be fine. We saw it this week. I don't understand why Harbaugh hasn't been playing Derrick Henry all year. I don't know why he didn't play the last 10 minutes of this game. Like, I don't understand how he's using him.
He's fumbling. That's what he said.
He did it this week. So if he can hold on to the ball, I think Baltimore wants it more, if that makes sense. I think they may have a clearer path through the playoffs in their mind, because the Chiefs are out and the Bills are not what the Bills should be if they even get in. And so I feel like I don't know what's going on in Pittsburgh. I still can't believe we beat them. I mean, when I saw this game on my calendar, I'm like, oh my God, it's December 28th. I got 4 tickets. I'm going to be in the snow and it's going to be awful. It was 50 degrees and sprinkling a little bit.
And you won.
Fabulous weather.
Amazing.
And it shouldn't have been that close, and we shouldn't have won. So I don't know what's going on with them.
Okay. Lisa, where are you at?
Well, I want them to sit Lamar because I want my future quarterback to be healthy next year.
Stop
I had to throw that out because they're
right ahead, honey.
I know they're just. I just like to. I like to tease the Dolphin fans because they're just blowing their minds out of this shit. It's great. The thing with me is I think DK being out will hurt them a lot because their wide receiver core. If the defense can get pressure on Rodgers, we all know he's going to stand there. He's not going to. He's definitely not going to be the Rodgers that we saw last week that just was so getting the ball out so fast, and like Kate said, they just didn't want to get a sack. He was throwing that ball out there and there was nobody even open. He just didn't want to take the sack. But that's kind of sad because you're trying to win a game to go to the playoffs and you're too worried about giving up a sack instead of trying to secure a damn game to go to the playoffs. So I think the Ravens are dangerous because I don't think they have anything to play for. I think that they're just going to go for it. Because I
mean, they do though, aren't they? Don't if they win, they're in, right?
Yeah, that's it. Though. If they don't, they're out. So Harbaugh's just
throw it all at the wall,
blow it to the wall. So I'd like to see the Ravens win though, because I can't stand Pittsburgh. I can't stand Rodgers.
I don't want Rodgers in the way. All right,
dude, he cried after the whole game. Good Lord,
they're still listing Lamar's questionable. They're not going to make a decision on him.
He said it's going to be a
game
time decision. Harbaugh said today. It's going to be a game time decision.
I think he's going to play.
Keep my
Kristen says, even if Lamar goes out, Huntley looked great. And he did in that game.
Ready.
Yeah, he definitely did. Darcy says, if Lamar plays, then Ravens. Steelers don't have to worry about their offensive game plan revolving around a player breaking a sack record. Yeah, I agree. I guess we all heard that.
They all agree with it, yeah.
And then coaches says, Ravens with the if defense versus old defense on the Steelers. Yeah, hopefully it's a good game. We can hope. So I think that all of us are picking the Ravens for the most part on this one. So let's go ahead.
It's difficult because it's in Pittsburgh and it's very difficult to win there. That is very hostile environment. And when you're there at night on a national game with all those stupid
terrible towels,
it's a very intimidating environment. I just don't know that Baltimore cares.
I think they're just like, we're just going, and that's the most dangerous kind of team, right? Yep. They're like, we're going to give you everything we got because if not, we go home and who cares, right? Yeah, I agree.
And it's a bus ride. It's not that far.
Yeah. All right. So the next ones aren't as important. So I'm just going to pick one of you to pick a team. All right. So Kate, Colts or Texans?
Texans.
Okay.
Yep.
Lisa, Cowboys or Giants?
Cowboys.
Okay. Sonia, Cincinnati or Cleveland?
Cleveland.
Okay. Kate, Saints or Falcons? Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh. Saints.
Saints it is. All right, Lisa, Green Bay or Vikings?
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Oh, I think the Vikings are going to win that game. Okay. And then we already picked the Jags. All right. Sonia, Rams or Cardinals?
Rams.
Yeah. Kate, Chargers or Broncos?
Ooh.
Broncos.
Okay. Lisa, Chiefs or Raiders?
Oh, two Chiefs.
I don't know about that.
I just the Raiders. Oh my God, really?
I know. I don't think Pete's going to screw up that number one pick, even though he's.
That's what I say. You're locked in. You're locked in, baby.
Yeah.
You're locked in.
It's not even his pick.
Otherwise, you're in like a 12-way tie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Sonia, Commanders or Eagles?
Eagles.
Okay. Kate, Lions or Bears?
Oh my. Lions.
Oh, Lions. Look at
Lions.
that.
I think Lions.
I think the Bears are going to sit some people. That's what I think. But all right. Then let's see. Lisa, the last one is Jets or Bills?
Bills.
Okay. All right. So if that plays out the way we just predicted, let's look at chat. Cole, yeah, we have. How about those Colts falling off a cliff? You know, when your quarterback goes, for sure.
I was about to say, I kind of feel bad.
They had 1 foot off the cliff before he got hurt.
I know, because I went from first place to fourth place in every single fantasy league I had. Thank you. Anyway, so I'm letting that go.
I told you guys, they didn't play anybody. Y'all putting them on pedestals. I said they haven't played anybody.
You did. All right.
one
So
knows that I told you so card as much as Lisa. And
it's
Big
true
Red.
because she's right so often. Damn it. Okay.
I know.
So if that's how it plays out, we have in the AFC, Denver gets the first round bye. Second seed would be New England. They would play the 7th seed Los Angeles Chargers. The 3rd seed would be Jacksonville. They would play the 6th seed Buffalo Bills. And Baltimore would be the 4th seed who would play the 5th seed Houston.
Ooh.
Any of those games. Oh my gosh. That Los Angeles New England game could be good.
Yeah.
Baltimore,
that could be real
Houston,
good.
I don't know. NFC, Seattle would get the first round bye with a projected of 14-3. Then we would have Philadelphia in the 2nd seed. They would play Green Bay. The 3rd seed then would be Chicago, and they would play the 6th seed San Francisco 49ers. 4th seed Carolina would then play the 5th seed Los Angeles Chargers. So I'm sorry, I said earlier, and Darcy, I think, said this in comments. I thought LA was locked into the 6th seed, but if San Francisco loses, they would end up 6th seed and have to play the Bears again, which they just played.
Who?
So.
The Rams?
No, San Francisco would be the 6th seed. They would have to go to Chicago.
Okay.
The Rams would be the 5th seed, and they would play Carolina in Carolina, who they lost to earlier this year. And San Francisco has beaten the Bears. That will be really interesting. So anyway, that's where we sit with the playoff picture. I think that one is, it's really interesting. Oh, hello, Grummy. Look, it's been a minute. How are you?
Welcome back.
Very nice. All right, guys. So the other thing we're going to talk about, I know we're running a little long, but our chat loves it when we run long, so they don't care at all. What we're going to talk about next, we're going to talk about some coaches because Lisa goes, we got to talk about these coaches.
We got to.
Right? We got to talk about these
coaches. I just want to hear y'all's surprise coach. Like, who do you think?
Okay, well, I have a surprise coach who doesn't think he's getting fired. But Lisa, let's start with you. Obviously, Miami is a huge question mark for you, right?
I think this is me, and this is my bold position. I think if Tampa loses, I think Bowles is out.
Oh, I don't.
I'll agree.
I do.
I agree.
I know. I do. He's just, for some reason, I got a gut feeling that if they lose, he's out. I don't know why. I just do. He's the one that nobody's kind of talking about, but yet, my God, they had, the last couple years. I think I do. I think he's out.
Lisa be knowing. I would say,
I just got a feeling he could be the surprise coach that goes.
I feel like their ownership has already said that they played well enough that they're going to give him another year, especially if Baker is actually hurt. And they had so many injuries in that first 4 games. I don't know. Maybe. Sonia, what do you think? Who are you looking at?
Arizona's coach.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about.
Jonathan Gannon.
Okay,
yes,
so can we talk about him for just a minute?
Yeah.
He did a press conference. And he was laying out exactly what he was going to do next year. Like, he had not a care in the world that he was like, I'm going to do this. I mean, now coaches on the hot seat normally are like, well, I'm really hoping for the opportunity to be able to do it. And they kind of suck up a little bit. Not this guy. He was full force. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. This, that, and the other. And the comments were like, does that guy not know that his job is on the line? And other people were saying, no, the Cardinals will not get rid of him. They'll get rid of Kyler Murray first.
See, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Are they going to just say, look, this is why we suck, because we got Kyler Murray and we got to move on and give him another shot with another quarterback? Because that's exactly what's going on down here in Miami. Because it's like, was Tua the anchor? Same with Murray.
Yep.
What can these coaches do with other quarterbacks?
Yeah. Sonia, what do you think? I think he's on his way out too. I just don't know that he knows it.
I think he's on his way out. I think that has been a disaster since day one. And I think he's out. Kyler Murray or not, he's out.
I think so.
I think there are coaches who are getting saved by bad quarterback play as the excuse. But I think in Arizona, what you've also got the problem is that he became a head coach when DeMeco Ryans took over Houston, and he's had 3 years, and this will be Houston's 3rd trip to the playoffs.
Yep.
And Gannon has had 3 years, and they've gotten nada.
Nothing.
Yeah, but he's got Kyler, but he's been stuck.
But if they're not going to blame him, then Kyler Murray's got to go. And I forgot where I was at with draft order. They are picking 5th as of right now. Depending on who wins of those 3-win teams, their strength of schedule is the highest ranking. So if they end up they
Or do you
could
just
move
want a
up.
fresh
They're
start? Do
picking
you want
fifth.
Murray gone and him gone and just do a fresh
Yes.
start?
Here's the
I
thing.
want everybody gone.
Look at their division. They're dealing with the Rams, the Niners, the Seahawks. All three of them are in the playoffs. All three of them have double-digit wins. You can't say, well, let's get rid of one and see what happens in this division. I think you're right, Lisa. They got to gut it. They have to gut it. Marvin
Start
Harrison's
fresh.
not been happy. They have so many
Right.
good players that are young, and they need someone who can lead them. I don't know. I don't know. See, there's some comments. CP has a good one. The Bidwells are too cheap to pay an ex-coach. I bet Gannon stays. And I have read other people are like, oh, no, the ownership will keep him. It's interesting. This is fun for you, Lisa.
Mhm.
Coach says Murray to the Dolphins.
Oh, stop that shit.
Uh-uh.
That was hilarious.
I will drive to Baltimore myself and make the deal and have Mark down here tomorrow.
Knock it on the door.
I will drive there. No. But
So
here's
Kate-
one thing I wanted to
okay.
ask, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Where are we with Deshaun Watson next year?
I think they can finally cut him next year, can't they, Cleveland or Kate?
They still got to pay him next year. They did not play him this year. They have to. He'll have to. He's next year's the last year of his contract. If they had played him, it was all very confusing. There were people
Legalese.
saying if they played him, we could get out of the contract earlier next year. We can't. He's stuck here for next year. I'm struggling. I walked around the pro shop on Sunday. I looked at 3 different number 12 Shedeur Sanders jerseys. I really want one. I'm afraid to buy one until after draft night.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
if they
blame
do
you.
the stupid Cleveland thing that they do, and they get one of those quarterbacks and set me back another year, so I don't want it to be my fault. So I'm gonna wait till draft day, and then on day 2, if we don't take a quarterback on day 1, then on day 2 I will use the Arturf link to go to Fanatics and order me a Shedeur Sanders jersey because I love him. I don't think they're going to get rid of Kevin. I don't think they're going to get rid of anybody. They're using all of these quarterbacks as the reason why the team has done what it's done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost another problem with winning at the end of the season is the owner's going to be like, look, they figured it out. Kevin's fine. Andrew Berry's fine. They're all fine. But my bold prediction is there will be at least one head coach fired in the AFC North.
Who is it though?
And if it ain't Kevin, it's either going to be
It's
Zach
Zach.
Taylor down in Cincinnati, or it's going to be the end of Harbaugh in Baltimore because
about
they've
Mike
got
Tomlin?
nothing since the early years. It's 20 years of the same thing, and players aren't buying it. And somebody, it could even, I don't think it'll be Tomlin. I think we're over that already because they keep making the argument that he wins. He's over 500 and he gets them to the playoffs.
Yeah, but mediocrity is the same thing as losing. I mean, come on.
They're
if
the
you
Kirk
live in it.
Cousins of coaches.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be at least one, if not more, coaching changes in the AFC North.
Yeah.
Because this division was supposed to send 3 teams to the playoffs. The only reason we're getting one is because we have to send one.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
interesting. That division really has kind of softened over the last few years. Yeah, for sure. So mine is not going to be a surprise to anyone. And I can see that it wasn't a surprise to Kristen either. Poor Pete. Listen, I don't think Pete Carroll will be in there next year. I don't think he should be. And I think any coach taking that job needs to heed a warning because I don't know that and this is not me defending Pete Carroll. You know, I love and adore Pete Carroll, but I don't want him to be my coach. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But at the same time, that ownership group and the addition of Brady, because there's been a lot of things come out that Brady got a lot of the things he wanted and it wasn't necessarily working, right? And so is that a Pete Brady thing? Until that ownership changes or gives over on some stuff, I don't know what coach you can take in there to fix that mess.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think if we move, just say this is just hypothetically, if the Ravens move on from Harbaugh, he's going to have a job the next day.
Yep.
If Tomlin moves on, because both these guys want to still coach, does that, if the Ravens decide to part ways, if the Steelers decide to part ways, does that prompt another owner from a team that has a suspect coach to get rid of that damn coach to try to get one of those coaches in?
Possibly.
I think absolutely. I think you would have to have some sort of guarantees though. Like those are conversations that that would be a lengthy process, I would assume. Ladies, tell me if you disagree, because I think that then you have to have that other team, so the Ravens or whoever, fire their coach.
Right.
Then you have to have contact with that coach before you fire your coach, and it could take some time, and there will be a bidding war, absolute bidding war.
I would take either one of them down here.
Oh God, yeah. And you know what? The division they're in is going to have a lot to do with it. You can't tell me that Raiders job is not going to be something that someone wants, even with that ownership, just because of the division they play in. They want to go up against the Chiefs. They want to be able to prove themselves. And so that, I think, would be it. It's going to be, I don't think we're going to have a lot of unknown coaches this year. I think that they're going to want some stability in some of those, in some of, especially like a Raiders job or something. Go ahead, Kate.
Harbaugh to the Raiders would be interesting.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
And you have both Harbaughs in the same division.
Oh,
yes. I think you're absolutely right. I don't know where the tampering rules apply.
Yeah.
But I think typically for me, when the conversation started here about we need to fire Stefanski, I kept saying, what's my plan B?
Yeah, where we going?
Are you going to get? You can't just fire someone because you're mad and you're going to fire them. Who are you going to get?
Yeah.
And I think Lisa is spot on. There are a few owners that are like, I don't know who I'm going to get. I'm going to keep the thing I know until I know what I can get. And I'm guessing Tomlin and Harbaugh and maybe even Zach Taylor out of Cincinnati are some guys that would prompt an owner to be like, you know what? I can throw enough money at him to get one of them to come here. I think the Raiders job would be very attractive to John Harbaugh.
Especially with the pick. Especially with that pick.
You get the number one pick and you get to play your brother in that division.
And Andy Reid and Sean Payton. And that would be, what a challenge.
Oh, that would
this is a good one too. Kristen put in, or the Giants. That New York job is going to look good to somebody because of Jackson Dart. And no, I'm telling you, Scatabo got hurt. They had who's their wide receiver?
Neighbors.
Yes, Neighbors got hurt. Yep. They had all these players that got hurt. But you have this quarterback who's showing some. Anyway.
Yeah, but you also have a quarterback that's in the blue tent every freaking third or fourth play. That's got to be concerning if you're a Giants fan, right?
Yeah, it's true. So Darcy put in there. By the way, Arizona is still playing Cliff Kingsbury for 2 more years. So I don't know if Arizona ownership wants to pay for 3 head coaches if they find.
This is Cliff. This is Cliff.
Well, he's getting paid by 2 teams. He's getting paid as his head coach. He's getting paid as an offensive coordinator.
He don't care.
He's racking up the cash, baby.
He's in that big house in Arizona with that beautiful view, just kicking back.
Oh no, he's not. He's an offensive coordinator for the Commanders. I mean,
that's
literally,
right. That's right. That's what I forgot.
He's getting double paid,
and he's still got the house in Arizona.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Oh, it's going to be interesting. But I think next Monday is going to be a very interesting.
Well, they're talking about not even waiting till Monday. They're like right after the season. They're saying, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
It's gonna. Yeah. I think there's gonna be a surprise coach. I do. I think, especially Lisa, like I said,
Monday is the day after the season.
It is true. It's gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm talking about after the game. I'm talking about after the game.
Don't get on the damn plane.
Stay on the tarmac.
Everybody else, you hold on. Wait, just wait a second.
Yeah. You need to pause. All right, everybody. Oh, look, Big Red shows up at the end. One more game. Let's go Panthers. Yes, BigRed. We picked them to win, Big Red. We picked them to win. All right, everybody. Well, that is our show for this week. We'll be back next week because there's going to be a lot to talk about after Monday. Woo-hoo. It is going to be so good. I can see all of you people who are watching us, and I can see who's in our chat. So once again, if you watch over on Facebook or over on Twitter, please come over to the YouTube channel. Make sure you jump in our chat, especially next week. We're going to want. We want your opinions on all these coaches that are going to get fired. So
fantasy football.
Oh yes, thank you so much. We do. Oh. We had our fantasy football league, and for our fans, we do this every year. And so, if you guys want to play fantasy football with us next year, you'll have to join in. We'll put that out there. All right, Sonia, who won?
Okay, here we go. So we had 3 donkey leagues because Oh, well, look at here. The Font Fanastics. Fantastic. Kristen won.
Woohoo!
She's going to get a Donkey's Place trophy that's in the closet. Going to get mailed out. I'll get with you, Kristen. You got my number. We'll get in there. All right. That was number 1. Number 2. Here we go. Okay, sorry.
No, I love it.
Hang on, you guys. Sorry. There we go. Becky, Napa Charbonnet. She won League 2.
Nice
Yay!
job.
Oh my gosh, all these Seahawks fans. And then our extra special third league because third
Homerism
league
pays off.
Hang on one second. And I will tell you who won. Anthony, the Brahma Bills. So that was my third one because we were having all sorts of technical difficulties. But Anthony won. I'm so proud. That's one you're going to get a little extra special stuff. So I'll be in touch with everybody. Congratulations on such another fun season. Can't wait for next year.
And then I have to say, in our OG league, so we play fantasy football with a whole bunch of old female NFL friends. Miss Wanda won the Our Turf OG League this year. So congratulations, Miss Wanda. She's having a good year between her Bears and then winning fantasy football. So that's awesome.
Right?
So cool.
I got Starlink.
Now, to balance that out, she's also a Notre Dame fan. So she's had some ups and downs.
Fair enough.
Cheated.
All right, everybody. That is our show. We will talk to you guys again next Tuesday, same time, same place.
Next year?
It will be
Next year.
Good luck to Kate and Lisa. And if you all will keep my little Montana State in your mind as they play for the national championship next Monday. All right, everybody. Have a great night. See you later.